Thank you for tuning in to our latest video. In this video we will discuss how to install Linux Mint 11 from the live CD. If you simply put the live CD in your computer's disk drive, you'll be greeted with this boot screen. You can either let it go through its countdown or press the enter key. Pressing the enter key will take you to the menu where you can select to boot into like a safe graphics mode or just a standard version of Linux Mint. We chose the first option, which is the standard version. And real quickly, we are brought to our desktop. You'll notice that the live CD boots pretty fast. I'm using the GNOME version. You'll notice that it's got the taskbar across the bottom of the screen. If we click the menu button, we'll see a pretty standard menu. We'll go ahead and double click the Install Linux Mint icon, which will launch the install program. Simply select your language and click forward. It will give you a few checks, and you want to make sure that you have at least 3.7 gigabytes of free space on your hard drive. Make sure it's plugged into a power source. Make sure you have an internet connection. If all that's good, go ahead and click forward. Here we'll select whether to use the entire drive or to select another method of partitioning. I'm going to dedicate the entire VirtualBox hard drive that I've created to Linux Mint for this installation. So we're going to make it kind of small at 8.6 gigabytes. That's just the default for VirtualBox when it sets up a virtual hard drive. You'll notice now we have a prompt asking us where are we. You can either click on the map or you can type your location in the bar. Okay, I did not get my exact location. I'll go ahead and type it in. I can select it from the drop down. You'll notice the bottom of this window has a status bar showing that it's copying the files. If we go ahead and click the forward button, we are now greeted with the keyboard layout. If you're not sure of your proper keyboard layout, you can test it in the little text box under the selection windows there. I'm going to leave it at the default. At the Who Are You prompt, go ahead and enter your username and tab down and choose your password. It'll ask you to confirm your password. If you'd like to have the system automatically log you in instead of you enter your password every time you boot it up, you can select that checkbox. You can also opt to encrypt your home folder as well. Click forward. You're now greeted with the slideshow. Of course, Linux Mint has been based off of Ubuntu for quite some time, so you do have some similarities. If you've installed previous versions of Ubuntu, you'll also remember that there's a slideshow you get to look at while it's going through the installation process. And it's pretty much the same, information is conveyed. So we'll go ahead and click through this. And if you notice at the bottom, we're still copying files over, so we'll go ahead and we'll fast forward to the next point in the installation which we can interact with it. Now we're back. Once the installation is complete, you'll be prompted with a box asking whether you'd like to continue testing the live CD or restart now. If you go ahead and choose restart now, the system will reboot. You will be prompted during the reboot process to eject the live CD, which will pop up here in just a moment. There we are. I'm using VirtualBox, so I'll go ahead and eject the virtual CD that I'm using, and then hit enter. Once you pull the CD out of the tray or remove the virtual CD from VirtualBox, hit the enter key, it'll reboot itself, and we will be back up and running Linux Mint, the full installed desktop version. Go ahead and click on your username and type in the password that you chose during the setup process and hit the login button or press the enter key. And in just a moment we will be greeted with our shiny new Linux Mint 11 desktop environment. Now the version of the live CD that I used to install this was the no codecs version, so do be sure to check out our next video on how to install those codecs. Do be sure to follow up with our next videos, which will continue our Linux Mint series. Also be sure to check out our website at techiesmarts.com. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. All those links will be in the video description or on the blog listing on our page. So feel free to check us out. Once again, thanks for watching.